Welcome to Dev Webby, and today we are gonna learn and work on functions in PHP 7. Before we start, I think you guys have noticed that I do have a new YouTube channel name, and yeah, so for now on, my YouTube name will be Dev Webby. So yes, and the content will be the same. PHP 7 and more upcoming awesome tutorials. So let's jump on to functions in PHP 7. Functions are reusable code blocks that only execute when called. Okay, let's write this down so you guys can have it. Functions are reusable code blocks that only execute when called. They allow they allow the code to be divided into smaller parts that are easier to understand and you reuse. And then, alright, so we got a defining function. How to define a function. So, defining functions. So, when you to create a function, the function keyword is used, followed by a name, a set of parentheses, and a code block. The naming convention of the function is the same as for variables. To use it as a descriptive name with each word capitalized, except for the first one. So let me just write this down and then I will show you guys an example how to define a function. So to create a function, the function keyword is used followed by a name, a set of parentheses, and a code block. Alright, so let me show you guys an example how to define functions. So, how to define a function, you write function and you say my func, just and then you can display whatever you want. So you say hello YouTube. That's it. Let's see if it's showing up here. No, okay. You just define a function. But when you want to call a function, when you want to call this so it can print out this, after when you're done with the function, after the brackets, the closing brackets, you are going to call a function. A calling function, let me write it down. Calling function is a function that can be called from anywhere on the page by typing its name followed by a set of parentheses. Basically, you are gonna call this after this brackets like this. So my func semicolon. This will print out hello YouTube. See? Hello YouTube. Psh, you guys get it, huh? It's as far as simple, right? Okay. That's how you call a function. And this is you are gonna define a function. Alright. Next, we have a function parameters, which are the function params. let's see, function parameters. This is that type of parameters that follow the function name and that are used to pass arguments to the function. So I'll show you guys an example. For the function parameters, you just define function my func, and then inside the function you can add some variables in it. So we can say variable s and variable v, and then you can say you want to print it out, so you say echo s, the dot value, echo variable v, and close the functions. Alright, something's going wrong. Let's comment this. Yeah, so this is the function parameters, how to get it. With this parameters, the function can be called with the same number of arguments. You can call something like this: my func hello YouTube. You can call something like this. It's very simple. So you guys try to decide which one you guys want to use, let's say, for your functions, either this method or the function parameters. Okay, let's comment this out. Let's move on to default parameters. The default parameters are assigning them by a value inside the parameter list. If that type of argument of the default parameters are used instead, that it will work as expected, but it is important that the parameters with default values are declared to the right of those without default values. For example, you use function myfunc variable s variable v equals world. Okay, you open your brackets, close your brackets, you print out dot value v, and after that you can print out and say hello. It says hello world. That's this type of default parameters. Alright, so I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna continue in the part 2 series, so we can just make this video a little bit shorter, you know.